My name is Cindy Murphy. I have ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. I am here today to explain the psychological path I traveled seeking a diagnosis, dealing with the diagnosis of ALS, and living with ALS. First, you need to understand what my life was like prior to ALS. In the spring of 2006, my life was ideal. I had retired a few years earlier after 20 years as a software engineer. I went back to school and graduated from AVC with a degree in interior design. In May, I toured Italy with friends, and later in the summer, my husband and I spent a wonderful week in New York City. I was a very active, independent, self-confident woman with a bright future. I was looking forward to attending CSUB, fulfilling a lifelong dream to work in the field of psychology. I had a wide circle of friends, a loving family, and lots of energy. As I said before, my life was everything I had hoped for at 59. I have never been the type of person running to the doctor's office at the first sneeze or sore muscle. I did the recommended yearly checkups, but seldom saw my doctor at other times of the year. The first time I fell was in late September 2006. I was getting dressed and suddenly crashed to the floor. I could not understand what had happened. I didn't remember feeling off balance, and something in my gut told me this was serious. I expressed my concerns to my husband. He offered comfort and suggested I see my doctor, but I did what most people do. I got busy with school, family, and social events. I didn't have time for seeing a doctor about the stupid fall. In early October I fell again while getting up from the sofa. This brought back the sinking feeling of something was very wrong. Now began a series of doctor appointments, many tests, and many more falls. My primary care physician was out on maternity leave, and I was assigned to the doctor on call for the day. Dr. M diagnosed it as an inner problem, ordered blood work and a CAT scan of my head. I never heard from Dr. M again. No results must mean everything is okay, or did my test results fall through the HMO cracks? I felt a little concerned, but too busy to make my condition a priority. My condition continued to deteriorate. In addition to falling, my lower back was very painful, and my left leg was starting to drag when I walked. I saw Dr. L in early November. She diagnosed my condition as a pinched sciatic nerve, more blood work, a MRI, and a prescription for pain pills. I was sent on my merry way. I never got called back on the MRI, and the pain pills just made me sleepy. I felt like I was running a maze, asking for directions, and making no progress, searching for an explanation for symptoms you cannot see from a doctor you have never seen before, and has only 20 minutes to generate a diagnosis, resulted in feelings of frustration, feelings of doubts. The doctors took my symptoms seriously, and maybe I was making too big a deal about something that would pass in time. I felt my life was being split into directions. One part went to school, maintained a home, and had an active social calendar. I was just too busy to be sick. The other part was full of fear, struggling to keep up a brave front while searching for solutions to my physical condition. To be honest, I did not look very hard, afraid of what was the cause of my difficulty. I was trying to get back to my controlled normal life, and nothing short of that would be acceptable to me. December we spent in Arizona, visiting with family and friends. We completely refurbished our house in Arizona from top to bottom. During this project I continued to fall. Everyone who came to visit expressed concern about my stumbling gait. I felt very defensive about my deteriorating condition. I couldn't get enough sleep. My walking was unsteady, but I kept pushing my body to perform at my normal level. Emotionally, I was in deep depression. I was scared and so tired of putting up a brave front. I saw Dr. C the middle of January 2007. By now I was desperate for answers and a solution. I wanted, needed, demanded my old life back. Dr. C had been my doctor for several years. She had just come back from maternity leave and was shocked by my condition. I could barely walk, and I finally broke down begging Dr. C to make me well. She ordered more blood tests and a MRI series. Dr. C did call back to report all tests came back normal. Dr. C referred me to neurology. I met with Dr. G on January 31st, 2007. She spent over an hour with my husband and me. She did a complete physical exam and medical history. For the first time I felt someone was willing to search for a resolution. After another blood test, Dr. G felt I was having an adverse reaction to a medication I had started in January 2006. We left Dr. G's office full of hope. I felt vindicated. I had only gone on the medication at the insistence of Dr. C. Now I had a reason to stop. I was told it would take several months for my body to recover. We were full of hope. We had an answer and celebrated our good news. February 2007 I started physical therapy. I also made the decision to put school on hold until I got my strength back. This was a very difficult decision because this had been my dream for many years. My husband and I celebrated our 37th wedding anniversary in the ER. I had fallen over backwards, cracking the back of my head on the tiled floor. I sobbed my way through exam, X-ray, and diagnosis of concussion. I felt my self-confidence being crushed. I had been home alone when I fell. I now planned my day around when my husband would be home. Throughout the next few months I went to physical therapy twice a week. My husband installed safety bars in the downstairs bathroom. We turned the downstairs den into a bedroom because by the end of April I could no longer climb the stairs to our bedroom. My condition had not improved but deteriorated to the point physical therapy refused to continue treating me. My walking was being assisted by a walker for short distance and a wheelchair or motorized scooter for longer trips. In April I stopped driving. My reaction time was off. It was not safe for me to be on the road. My sense of independence was completely shattered. I started searching the internet for answers. The answers I found only added to my anxiety. I searched for any lifeline, desperate for a ray of hope. While I continued to decline, I turned to holistic medicine. Nothing was helping me physically and my mental health was a brave positive shell covering a mass of desperate fear churning inside. To say I was depressed would be an understatement. I was in therapy and took medication to help me get through the day. I was determined to get my life back.